Markerheads, it's Karen from Art by Karen E. Haley, and today I'm doing another collaboration with MisaS Art here on YouTube. She and I are both doing the Random Art Supply Challenge, and I really recommend that if you haven't visited MisaS's channel yet, you really should. She does beautiful illustrations. My favorite one is the one where there's a girl's face, and she has big, beautiful hair, and there's gold behind her. It's so pretty, and I really recommend you guys go check out her work. Anyway, I'm here today with a bucket full of random supplies, because that's what we're doing. There's a little bit of everything in there, from the low-end cheap stuff to the really high expensive stuff, to just anything in between. Even stuff that maybe isn't considered art supplies. I'm going to cover up my eyes and pick 5 random things out of this box, and hopefully it's kind of a cohesive color scheme. We'll see. Okay, we're gonna get over with this really quickly so that I don't have to look like this for too long. Next up, got something. Feels like maybe a multi-liner. I can't see what I'm doing, so I might knock something down. Let's see what else I get. This thing, oh, that's a tube of paint. And item number 3, I think, is this one. That feels like a Crayola marker. Oh, ooh, I got a Copic marker. Hopefully it matches the other colors, whatever it is. We only have to pick one more thing. Let's make it count. I hope I get... That feels like another... oh, this feels like a Staedtler Tri-Plus. Yes, it's triangular. It must be. Okay, so I'm gonna take off my blindfold. Big reveal. You guys already know what it looks like, but this is gonna be a surprise for me, so here we go. Oh, I'm scared to look. Oh boy. So we've got an orange Crayola marker, purple watercolor tube, very dark green Copic marker, a yellow Tri-Plus fine liner, and a 01 Zig multi-liner. Okay, quite the not cohesive at all color scheme, unfortunately, but I think I can do something with this. So obviously with the watercolor I will be allowed to have water and a paintbrush. So that's the only thing that I'm not picking out of this box that I'm going to be using, and obviously since it's watercolor I'm going to be using watercolor paper. I'm really looking forward to this, and at the same time I'm kind of nervous. Misa, I hope that your supplies were a little bit easier to work with than mine, but at the same time it is a challenge, and it's the whole goal of these collaborations is to challenge ourselves.
Here are the tools that I pulled out of that box in case you didn't get a very good look at them when I did my little intro. And these little tools are going to be quite fun to work with. I already put some watercolors on a little lid from a juice can, just because these are really great if you have an individual color and you want to use it with water. I am allowing myself to use this paintbrush. It is a number 6 Cotman from Winsor & Newton. By the way, I film all my videos at like 11 o'clock at night, and I'm a little bit loopy right now. Cotman, Winsor & Newton. This is a number 6 round brush, and I really like this brush. It feels nice in my hand, and so I like to use it the most. I did some little swatches and some composition tests, just a couple. So this is the composition I'm going with. I did some tests with the mediums that I pulled out of there. This is the paper I'm going to be using. It is 140 pound cold press Strathmore watercolor paper, the kind that comes in the yellow pad. And I cut it down to a smaller size because I have some picture frames and I thought it'd be fun to have something to put in there. So here we go. The first thing I'm going to do is sketch, and I'm going to use my yellow because it's super light, so I can really sketch. I did not pull a pencil, and I'm not going to use a pencil to sketch with just because it wasn't one of the mediums I got, and unfortunately you guys aren't going to be able to see this very well. I'm thinking first I want to lay in the greens, and I'm going to do that like in front of that stump. So let's lay in the lighting. Because this stuff's super reactive to water, I'm just gonna like really lightly scratch that in because it's just gonna all dissolve anyway. This is actually a lot like working with watercolor pencils, but you're laying in ink instead of pencil. So that's kind of interesting. I don't know how light fast this is gonna be. I mean, half of it's gonna be like Copic and a really old piece of like ancient history watercolor tube. So hopefully things will, you know, last, but I don't have any expectations for this to be like a long-lasting illustration. You know, I might, if it turns out alright, I might make like a little sticker of it on Redbubble or something, but I don't expect it to last a long time. Crayola, and this is not gonna look good if I lay it on wet paper, so I should probably put the Crayola down first, and I think I need to have some scratch paper so I can use this like a palette in a way. Get on the action, Jackson. I'm gonna scribble in some orange. I bet I could even do some color mixing. There we go. It's essentially a watercolor painting at this point. Be careful, I don't want it to bleed into the fox. It's already trying to right here. I do not have like any watercolor tools out right now. I don't have any paper towels or anything. So if I mess up, like spill water everywhere, then RIP. Yeah, as you can see, I don't know if anyone really knew this, but Copic ink is fairly waterproof. It's not really being affected by the water at all, so if you are working with watercolor and need to find a medium that you can use on watercolor paper that won't be dissolved by water, so if you want something that like you can use a medium that's permanent with your watercolors and Copics can be a pretty neat combination. Look, Mom, I made brown! I have that brown ink pen, that black ink pen sitting over there. It like rolled away. Like, I don't really want to be a part of this. I've got it, but I don't want to use it all that much because I don't like using black in my illustrations as much as I used to. I noticed the paper where the marker has been put down is not as, maybe not as absorbent as the areas where water-based mediums are. Because the Copic markers are alcohol-based, I think that they alter the texture of the paper a little bit. If you're looking at a round object and it has texture on it, the texture is going to be more bunched up close together around the edges of it and be like spread out more on the area that's facing you. So if you're ever drawing something that's cylindrical, for instance, that has texture on it, like make the middle areas of the texture wider apart, and then the stuff like closer to the edge gets closer to itself. Let me know in the comments whether you like it more with or without the texture. I think I have to let that dry a little bit, yeah. I noticed that if I use this pen on something that's wet, then the pen gets sucked of all its liquid. Okay, I think it's time for me to sign that. I'm going to do that down here. Okay. So that was my illustration using a Zig multiliner, an orange Crayola fine tip marker, a green Copic sketch marker, which is I think emerald green, yeah, G05. I used some violet like Art Studio by Batat, very old watercolor, and then a yellow Staedtler Triplus fineliner. I really hope you enjoyed this video. I had a lot of fun making it. I'm really busy this week because I'm coming up on a really exciting project that I hope you guys stay tuned for. It's going to go up in a couple weeks. But I go up on Saturday to do a video of an art store that I really love, and I'm going to be doing a tour, and I want you guys to look forward to that because it's coming very soon, and I'm really excited about it. So thank you guys so much for watching. Thank you to everyone who shared and commented on my last video. It was really, really nice, and it does so much for artists when you share their work and spread the word about the videos that they make or the illustrations that they make. It does just as much as being able to purchase something from an artist. So it's a really great way to show your support, and I really appreciate it. So thank you to everyone who took the time to do that last week. I really appreciate that. Anyway, I hope that you guys enjoyed this video, and I will see you guys in the next one. And please check out MisaS art, as I mentioned before. She also did a random art supply challenge, and her work is gorgeous. Please go check her out. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you guys next time.